Okay, I may not be a chess expert, but I don't think giving yourself a heart attack gives you the automatic win in the game. But who knows? Maybe I missed something. Oh! Hello and welcome back to SKZ Talks Animation. Show I talk about anime, TV shows, cartoons, movies, whatever I want to talk about, because animation my heart and soul, because it's awesome and great. And today we're traveling back to everyone's favorite year, full of Star Fox 64, Titanic, and Mr. Pibb. That's right, 1997. I don't know, I wasn't around there, but I assume it was cool. Where we're going to talk about one of Pixar's most innovative short films in a way that kind of like cemented themselves as the animation studio. Even though this was after their first film, Toy Story, I still think that this short film is like the definitive, wow, they can do this, they are amazing, and they're so innovative and so creative and awesome, and plus, they got a cool grandpa, and I love grandpas. I love it. So we settle in for a fun game of chess. Woo! In 1997's Geri's Game. So I don't know if I'm like most people, but I remember seeing the short film first off on the Pixar Short Films Volume 1 DVD they released back in the mid-2000s. That DVD was like my prime golden collection of seeing all these older short films. I just love it, and also on Toy Story 2, but like, short film DVD is great. God, I love it. I'm not really a big chess player. I'm actually not really that good, honestly, but I respect the game. It's pretty cute. And there's Geri, the old man, our favorite old man, and in my opinion, the turning point for Pixar human characters. I'll get to this more in the trivia section, but like, Geri as a character for 1997 looks amazing, and I am awed every time I see him. This guy looks great, and I want to give him to a cup of coffee. It looks great. Damn, poor man. He has no friends to play with. I would play chess with him, Geri. I would do bad, but that is okay. Also, like, gotta mention, like, this short film takes place all in one location, like, just, like, the fall setting of, like, a little park, and it looks gorgeous. I'm a big fan of autumn as a season. I think it's one of the more underrated seasons, I guess, but, like, it just looks cool with, like, the colors, the music, and all. This short is very atmospheric in a really fun way, and I really love it. Oh, now the tables are warping. He's becoming two separate people. This short film, to me, is just, like, it's fun how they can only pick one character, but also give him like a dual personality, and I really love that. It's really funny. Yeah, he's so maniacal. I love him. He's so cute and so friggin' crazy. He's gonna take over the world. Also, fun little thing to notice is that the box that they show the pieces in is actually the old Pixar address back when in the mid-90s. They're not there anymore. They're in Emeryville now, but that box, little Easter egg for the fans. Oh, he's like conniving. He's like, oh, I beat you in the game. This would be me. Like, I would do any move, my friends would be like, no, Zach, don't do that. You can't do that. Go back and play checkers, you Dumbo. But I'll get there one day. I sympathize with and he's gonna pretend to die. Poor Geri. Apparently, they did submit the short film and from the commentary to the International Chess Association to see, like, hey, is this actually accurate? They never got a reply back. So we don't really know if it's actually accurate, but like, the film did win an Oscar, so I guess it did touch people in some aspects, so that's cool. Look at this boy. Look at this man. Boom! World's warping. I think Geri is a Time Lord. He's just regenerating and becoming a time god. I love him. He's so fun. He's like, can he be the 16th Doctor, please? God, again, like, having a short film with no dialogue is so, it's both easy and hard, and I think this short film does it so well, because like, you can tell the emotion from, like, the simple grunts and also the facial expressions, like that. What a cute little guy. I love him. But this short is super fun in all these expressions. I really feel for the characters. Even evil Geri, such of a maniac as he is. All right, you win. When I concede Mario Party, all right, you win. And what is the reward that all old men seek? Is it pudding? Is it TV? No, it's something a bit more crazy. His teeth. Why were they there? I don't know, but he found his teeth in the alternate dimension. I love Geri. What a Time Lord. Great short film, great character, and I want to see more. Give me Geri's Game 2. I need this in my life. It's so fun. Also, shout out to Jan Pavinka, the director. Great director, based on his grandfather, actually, which is cool. So, give me the sequel. I love him. So I think one of the most unique things about talking about the history of CG animation is the history of human characters, because in the beginning, you know, CG was really mostly used for visual effects to kind of emphasize, you know, more like sci-fi things. You know, most notably, like, you had, you know, the Genesis effect in Star Trek 2, the stained glass portrait in Young Sherlock Holmes, and of course other things like in, you know, Mission Impossible and Jurassic Park, of course, the dinosaurs. It was a really big thing to, you know, make things that weren't there to be there, and people thought, oh, that's it, it's only gonna be used to make monsters. But then Pixar came in 1989 with technically Red's Dream in 86, 87 with the clown, but The Baby and Tin Toy was probably the first instance of an actual CG human. And well, it's only a baby, so the baby could be easy to make. It doesn't really look great to today's standards. It looks like a pot of clay, honestly, but like for 1989, it was a big thing to see a human character on screen that looked sort of like a human, and it was just really crazy to see, wow, you could do these stories together and it can really look, you could pretty much do anything to your imagination, you know, like hand-drawn was still around at the time, but like now you can add CG onto that and it just makes it really, really cool, and it was just really fun to see an actual human character on screen and made entirely in the computer, and it was really fun to see. And then that further evolved in like Toy Story. Well, yeah, Toy Story was mainly about the toys, but we still had characters like Andy and Sid, and of course the dog Scud, who by today's standards look pretty bad, but for 1995, it looked really ambitious and they looked really, really good. Because like you can look at some aspects and be like, okay, you know, having some human characters in the movie was really risky, and it really helped further the story, and it was really fun to see a human villain, technically. Sid is the villain of Toy Story, really think about it, and it's really fun to see him do all those little Sid things, but it was really fun to see that as a human villain, and that really kind of like helped push it more, of course, with Geri's Game in 1997, where I think is where human characters peaked. I think human characters peaked with Geri's Game. It's the fun peak, you know, where like Geri looked like an actual old man. You know, he had the wrinkles, he had the skin kind of like a bit blocky all over himself, and you know, the eyes, the hair, the facial expressions. He looked like a real, genuine old man that didn't look like a pile of mashed potatoes. And honestly, to me, is a very big, you know, technical innovation. Because, like, this short film took them 2 years to make, in between, you know, Bug's Life and Toy Story 2 and all that. And the fact that this short film won an Oscar proves how amazing the people at Pixar and the directors made it, because this short film is a technological marvel, and that really helped them make the characters in, you know, Toy Story 2, like Andy and Al, look really more realistic and a lot more better in only a 4-year time jump, which is really, really amazing. And well, yeah, you know, there are other CG shows out there like Reboot and Transformers and Roly Poly and stuff like that. Pixar was really the one that was trying to innovate in human characters, while other things were using like robots and animals and stuff like that that could somewhat be convincing, but humans were really a big Pixar thing. And even in stuff like Monsters Inc. and all that, even though the only big character is Boo, she looked like a genuine cute little girl who wasn't like that creepy, and it really, you know, helped cement the relationship between Sully and Boo, because she looked genuinely adorable and really fun to, you know, look at on screen. And then it all came to a big, dynamic jumping point with The Incredibles in 2005. The Incredibles, to me, is the definitive moment, minus Geri's Game, where humans were figuring out how to do well in CG animation. Because this whole cast is all humans, a family of humans in a giant city and all that, and as a superhero movie, they knew what they were doing, and it looked so much better. Like, you could see, you know, different hair colors and different, you know, facial expressions. They looked like real, honest people, and I think them working on stuff like Monsters Inc. and, you know, finding them beforehand really helped them distinguish, you know, like they could do hair really well and textures and stuff like that, and made them really fun-looking characters, and you really were convinced in what they were doing, because you could make them do all these crazy scenarios with their superpowers, but the humans looked actually good enough that you could actually be like, okay, you know what, that's convincing, I really do like that. And that really helped open the gateway for other shows in the future to use CG characters, like a lot of Nickelodeon and, you know, some Disney Channel stuff. They really opened up to making more human characters on there, because Pixar really opened the door to be like, hey, you can do this really fun stuff too, and it was really, really fun to go ahead and see. And well, yeah, after that they went ahead and did Cars as the 6 movies was kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. Pixar still managed to jump back with, you know, like with Ratatouille, WALL-E, Up, Toy Story 3. Human characters became a staple, and now as we move on to movies like, you know, Incredibles 2 and Toy Story 4 and movies like that, and Soul and Luca, human characters in Pixar are almost indistinguishable from other animated things. Like, they look fantastic in every single way, and I really applaud them for putting in the work for technical innovation, because the short films really, in essence, are for technical innovation. They want to go ahead and R&D and test things out. That's how they came up with, you know, the hair for Monsters Inc. and the water effects and all that fun stuff. So to me, I just think that how they came up with the human characters is amazing, and how it went from Tin Toy Baby to Andy in Toy Story 4 is amazing, and only like a 20-ish, 25-year time jump is outstanding to me. I love it, and I will always respect CG for that. AI can't do that. Frick AI, I hate it. But CG animation, man, we've got so far. I love it, and to me, we can only go up from there. Imagine what will come in the next 10 years, bro. I can't wait. It looks gonna look great, and hopefully, maybe hand-drawn can come back at some point. I love hand-drawn, but either way, CG, love it. The humans look great, and I can't wait for the future of it. And that was Geri's game. To me personally, like I mentioned before, is one of the most innovative and most unique Pixar shorts because it was the first one to really do human characters well. Because yeah, we had Tin Toy back in '89, but the baby looked kind of ugly. But now Geri was the definitive human character, and then they just got better and better as time went on, and I love it. I really love tracking that. And Geri's game to me, it's simple, it's short, it's sweet, and I love to see a sequel. I know Pixar doesn't usually do short sequels, but I like to see it, and I like to see tackle more of their old stuff. Like Luxo Jr. For the Birds, or Knick Knack maybe, because I love classic Pixar. It's one of my favorite niche interests, and I really love it, and I hope I show you guys some fun stuff too, because Pixar to me, despite their history, they're great, and I love all that stuff. So awesome stuff, great stuff. I'd love to learn to play chess, but it's okay. But if you excuse me, I gotta go find my grandpa again. I know where he's at, but we got some chessing to do. So chess away!